When it comes to assessing your students on writing, the first thing that you need to do is download the 6+1 traits rubric, as well as have your students writing pieces. Now, each one of the 6+1 traits of writing is broken into 6 separate rubrics, which are 2 pages. And each trait is broken down into sub-traits. So you'll see support, reasoning, and thinking, following by the next side, which is evidence and selection, and then awareness and in the engagement of a reader. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with looking at my key essential question for the trait of ideas. Does the writer engage the reader with fresh information or perspective on a focused topic? So I'm going to come over here to I Can Fly on my student writing piece. On the second page, I have where it says Reader 1, right here is where you're going to write I Can Fly. And then it has a box for you to record your score for the trait of ideas. Now, under I Can Fly, I'm going to go ahead and begin reading it aloud with the appropriate pace and pausing where punctuation is. I can fly. When I was little, my mom teach to fly. I fly everywhere I look for food. I have friend when I was flying and still looking at food. My mom go looking the nother food. I hate fingernails. I have a big body. I have a good food. I play with my friend. My mom have a new friend and we all play together. We have a party. I'm happy and have a big head. The next day, I come back to my home. I go to sleep at home. I like being a bird. Now I'm going to go ahead and come on over to my trait, which is does the writer engage the reader with fresh information or perspective on a focused topic? So I'm going to go ahead and start here to 3. So states or implies a main idea, but is unclear, unfocused, inaccurate, or underdeveloped. So for main idea, suggests a main idea, but the direction of the piece is still unclear. Focuses on a general topic, but does not suggest a main idea. Well, we have I Can Fly, which is a topic, but we don't really have a lot of information on that general topic. So I'm thinking right here for main idea, I would probably give it either a 2 or I would give it a 3. Either one would be okay. Details that support. Attempts to develop a support a main idea with limited, repetitious, faulty, and or unclear information or details. Well, it doesn't give me a lot of details. It's kind of random thoughts. Does not develop or support a main idea. We really didn't give much information, so I'm thinking it's probably here around a 2. I'm really not going to give this one a 1. So then with reasoning and thinking. Does not show author's thinking in developing or connecting ideas. Generalizes about the topic without providing logical connections among the idea. Uses connections that are faulty. So I'm going to probably give this a 2 because we've given connections, we're giving random thoughts throughout, but we're really not bringing them together. I can fly. When I was little, my mom teach to fly. So we have our thoughts, they're just not flowing well together. So right now on my rubric, I'm beginning to think this writer would be getting a 2. They're emerging, but they're not proficient. On the back page of the rubric, on the trait of ideas, this is more focused for informational type of writing. So I'm really not going to focus here on the second page of this specific rubric. So on my student writing sample here, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2 for the trait of ideas. So please record a 2. Now for organization, I'm going to go on down to my next one on organization. Now, I am going to read the piece again because taking the time to read each piece to see its meaning and to make sure that I'm correct with my rubric, I can do the child a disservice. I can fly. When I was little, my mom teach to fly. I fly everywhere I look for food. I have friend when I was flying and still looking at food. My mom go looking the nother food. I hate fingernails. I have a big body. I have a good food. I play with my friend. My mom have a new friend and we all play together. We have a party. I'm happy and I have a big head. The next day, I come back to my home. I go to sleep at home. I like being a bird. Again, my key question is, does the organizational structure enhance the ideas and make them easier to understand? So I'm going to come here again to a 3. Has uneven organization that affects the reader's ability to follow the text. Contains mostly ineffective organization, which only occasional selections or passages that direct the reader. So now I'm going to look at my sub-trait, a lead and a conclusion. Has no lead. Well, it does have a lead. It starts with I can fly, and it ends with I like being a bird. So it gives a conclusion. So it contains a lead or conclusion, which is unclear or ineffective. I would probably say it's ineffective because I really don't know much about my lead or my conclusion. It's just 2 random statements. Transitions. Does not include transitions or uses weak transitions sporadically that fail to connect ideas and minimize confusion. Well, we have right here, the next day, I come back. My mom go looking. So we have some sort of transitions, but they don't really flow well. So I would give it a 2 as well. Uses weak transitions sporadically that fail to connect ideas or minimize confusion. Sequencing. Has ineffective sequencing, making it difficult to see how the piece fits together as a whole. I would also say that this receives a 2. When it starts out in the beginning, it tells me that this bird is looking for food, but then it says my mom goes looking for foods and random thoughts. I hate fingernails. I have a big body. I have good food. So it's really not connecting it very well. For organization, for pacing, I would give this a 1. There really is no evidence pacing because of the punctuation used. Purpose and structure leaves the reader struggling to find the purpose because of missing text. That seems to have missing information. Has no title or a misleading one. Well, we have a title. Has a title that doesn't match content well. Has a title that is formulaic or nondescriptive. I would probably say it's nondescriptive. So based upon what I've already scored it on my subtraits, thinking a lot of it's a 2, we had a 1, 2, 2. And then up above, I had a couple of 2s up here. So I would give overall on the trait of organization for I can fly a 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next trait for voice. Does the reader clearly hear the writer speaking in this piece? Again, I'm going to start at a 3. And I'm going to go ahead and read all the way through a 3rd time and then score it. So for the pieces that you have here, you need to read through and score all 3 pieces of writing from your students with each one of the 6 traits. You're going to record your traits here on your chart for each one. For number 2 here, simply write the Wicked Queen, because that's writing piece number 2. For number 3, write Yellow Mama. You want to make sure that you assess Yellow Mama. When we come together in class on Tuesday, we're going to be comparing how you scored your writing against how teachers have scored this writing over time. So make sure that your writing and your scoring you are doing independently, so you can check it against how other teachers have scored this piece. Good luck, and don't forget to bring this completed to class on Tuesday. This is TT number 3.